Hello, this is Victor. I'm here with a new battle report, and this time is going to be a 40k battle report where my Adeptus Sororitas are going to fight against an army of Salamanders. The battle is 1500 points. And we decide to play Maelstrom missions. The idea is every turn we pick to have 3 cards, so and you can discard 1 at the end of the turn if you want. So each turn you will draw enough to have 3 objective cards. As we only have 1 deck, we decide to play with 1 deck with both players. And when the deck is finished, there is no missions anymore. If you have a mission that is impossible to play, there's the rule of the house that you can change the card. The armies that we are going to play, here a little bit the list. Adeptus Sororitas, I go with San Celestine, a unit of 6 Repentia, a unit of 5 Sisters of Battles with 2 Flamers, another of 5 Sisters of Battles with a Heavy Flamer, a unit of 6 Dominus with 4 Meltagans, and the champion with Plasma Pistol on an Immolator that have, here it's wrong, it have the Flamer, and then I have the unit of 5 is the one that have the 2 Meltagans, the Plasma Pistol, and then the Immolator with the Multi-Melta. 3 Exorcists, a Culexus, and a Vindicare Assassins. Salamanders are led by Vulcan. Then you have a unit of 10 Tactical Marines with Meltagun, Multi-Melta, and Combi Melta, and the Sergeant also with Power Sword on a Rhino. Another unit of 9 Tactical Marines with a Meltagun, a Combi Melta, a Power Axe on a Rhino. A unit of 10 Legion of the Damned with Meltagun, Multi-Melta, and Combi Melta. 3 Land Speeders with double Multi-Melta, Ironclad Dreadnought, and Vindicator. Let's go for the first turn and deployment. So the first turn, my Salamanders have the initiative. I tried to seize the initiative and I didn't manage to do that. And the first turn is night fighting, because I choose to throw for that, and there was night fighting during the first turn. So we play in the Games Workshop store in Brussels. The tables are only 4x4. We place the objectives, as you can see on the map, quite evenly distributed and it's quite similar from each side. We deployed on, as you can see, 12 inches from the edge on these sides to make it easier for this type of battle. I think with this table you cannot play diagonal, and doesn't matter if you go from one side or the other. This is not short side of the table. I lift, so I deployed my Aegis defense line in the way that I have one of the objectives behind that. And then I deploy, as you can see on the table, quite occupying all my deployment area, and I just put the Culexus very close to the objective number 3 because I use Infiltrator. I leave the 2 Dominus outflanking, and then from his side he deployed everything except the Ironclad that is coming in the first turn on a drop pod, and the Legion of the Damned that will come by deep strike. Then in turn 1, the Space Marines move ahead with everything at combat speed, but between the night fighting and the distance, he didn't manage to do damage to my army. The Aegis defense line gave me a very nice save, and I saved the Meltas that just reached me. It was long range, so the Meltas was not in Melta range yet, so some of them just didn't penetrate my armor, and the ones that did a glancing or penetrating hit was safe between the Aegis defense line plus the night fighting. Then I return the fire. I almost don't move anything. I think I keep it stationary for the first turn. The Vindicare Assassin did a turbo penetrating hit on one of the land speeders. I pin them. I penetrate the shot, and one of the land speeders, the one that is at the left, lose one hull point and cannot move and have to do snapshots in the next turn. Then I shot the next land speeder with the quad cannon. He decided to jink. I didn't did any damage to it, but it was okay for me because I have to do snap shooting. Then I shot another exorcist to the last land speeder. He also decided to jink. He saved all the hits that I did, but as I forced him to jink, he is going to do snapshots, so I'm okay with that. And then I decided to shoot the Vulcan Rhino, and I destroyed the Rhino, and they were forced to do a emergency disembark, as you can see. And then the last exorcist shoot to the other Rhino. I did a glancing hit. They just lost one hull point, and yeah, they are operative. But and also have to say, in his the drop pod tried to land in behind my lines where the big red arrow is. He scattered out of the table, and the drop pod, the result of the mishap was that the drop pod and the dreadnought are destroyed, what is very convenient for me. So this was giving me the first blood, so I didn't need to kill the Rhino because he was first. So I had the first blood. I reduced a lot the shooting on the second turn for the Marines, and yeah, and I think I scored 5 points if I'm not wrong. We are going to see this later. So here is the situation of the Space Marines at the end of turn 1. As you can see, the land speeders move ahead. The land speeder at the left cannot move next turn, and all of them have to do snap shooting. And as I explained, the Ring of Vulcan is destroyed, and they have to run. You cannot see that picture, but behind the building at the right of the picture, there is the Vindicator. Another shot of the battlefield. I think was very successful turn. And here we see the points. The green dice is for me, the blue is for my opponent, but he didn't score any point. And I scored 5 points. First blood, I had to hold one of the objective. I think it was objective 1 or something like that. It was very easy because it was my deployment zone. So this gave me 2 points, and then I have to hold the line, and was giving 3 victory points. So at the end I scored 5 victory points in the first turn. The last objective I had is to be behind the enemy lines, so I keep that because I expecting to have the some outflanking units next turn, and they can give very easily for me behind the enemy lines. This is the unit of the Seraphine. Well, I decided to put not the Seraphine, the Celestine together with the Repentia. And I'm hiding them behind this building to avoid that they can be shot easily, and I want to use them to counter-charge in case any of the enemy units are arriving in close combat. A little bit more, this is the other flank, how it's looking like. And this is an overview at the end of the turn 1. Here is my Culexus Assassin next to objective 3, and yeah, and behind this, hiding behind this rack Vendetta. And another view from the side of the battlefield. Yeah, some more pictures. And we go to the turn 2. So yeah, the Space Marines move very aggressive to the front. Only the land speeder that was immobilized couldn't follow the rest of the army, and of course the unit of Vulcan with the 9 tactical Marines couldn't move fast enough. But as you can see, he moves forward with everything to be in range of the multi-melta. So it was key that he only can do snapshots to minimize the damage on my vehicles. So also in my right flank, the Vindicator move ahead to be able to shoot, to be able to be in range. So in the shooting phase, even though he have to do snap shooting, thanks to the rule of Vulcan that all the multi-melta and all the melta weapons are twin link, he managed to hit my Vindicare assassin, killing him. I couldn't save him, so. And he managed to do a penetrating hit on one of my exorcists, the one at the right, immobilizing it. Then the Vindicator shot to the Repentia, killing 2 or 3 of them, and he killed one of my Sisters of Battle with the ball gun shots from the unit that is the Vulcan unit. So this is the damage. I lost the Vindicator, but he couldn't score a single point because the objective he was not able to score any of the objective he had for this turn. This is the situation at the end of the Space Marines. He moved quite aggressively in front of my lines, but thanks to that he has to do snap shooting, his shot was not that efficient. Another view of the situation. And then we go to my turn. Here I decide to move the Culexus ahead next to this land speeder, and then in the secret phase I use the power of the Culexus and I kill this land speeder, the one that was with only 1 hull point. The rest of my army move, as you can see here. I move a little bit the Exorcist in case I don't know if I'm thinking out of range of any charge, but just in case I move them to be not an easy objective, except the one that is immobilized and cannot move. And I also move the unit that is in the forest or in the middle a little bit ahead because I have to take objective 5 that is there in the middle of the table. I also had to move the Culexus because I have to hold objective 3, I think that was next to the land speeder, so I need to kill this land speeder to score the objective. And the other one that I have, I had to score objective 5, and then I have to have double objective of my opponent to score the other mission, plus behind the lines. And as you can see at the bottom of the picture, my Dominus, one of my units of Dominus, the ones that have the 2 multi-melta and the tank with the multi-melta, just appear behind the lines of the enemy, behind the Vindicator, to be able to shoot at the Vindicator from the back facing. Here we see what I was explaining, the Dominus that came outflanking, and they are just behind the Vindicator. The other unit of Dominus didn't appear, and from the Space Marines he was unlucky, and the Legion of the Lamb didn't appear in the second turn either. Another view after my movement, and then we go into the shooting. Remember that the Culexus killed the land speeder in the psychic phase, so he was able to run, and I ran them to be closer to the unit of Vulcan in the middle. And then in the shooting, I kill the two land speeders remaining alive. I kill the Vindicator, and I also I immobilize the Rhino with the 10 tactical marines in. This is good because now they lose a lot of mobility, and was a good shooting. And then I score all my objective because thanks to kill the land speeder, I was now holding 4 objective. He was only holding 1. I think was holding 5. I was holding 5 objectives. He was holding 1, so I have double of him. So I scored these 3 victory points plus the 2 other points that I scored. I think I scored 4 points more. So at the end of my turn 2, we were 9-0. Here we have again at the end of turn 2, you can see that the Vindicator is killed, and the explosion kill I think 1 or 2 of my Sisters of Battle plus another one that I lost. No, I lost one in the explosion, and I lost the Sergeant with the plasma pistol in the shooting phase. Another point of view, the Rhino in the middle that is immobilized. This is very helpful. Now they have to disembark, and I will be able to shoot at them with all my tanks. And the score that is 9-0, if I'm not wrong at this point. And I keep the Repentian, the St. Celestine here behind as a reserve unit to be able to countercharge or to position them better in case they are needed to support my tanks. Here another view of my line. And we go to the turn 3. The Space Marines disembark. The unit so first of all, the Legion of the Damned didn't appear, what is very unlucky from the part of my opponent, because he really needs these reinforcements after losing all the vehicles. He only have the 2 tactical marines operative plus Vulcan. So he decided to disembark the unit of 10 just in front of my Exorcist, and then he decided to split the unit at the back. So Vulcan went to one side, and the 9 tactical marines went to the opposite side, because he have to score the objective 3 that was where Culexus is at this moment. In the shooting phase, the tactical marines shoot to the Culexus, and he didn't manage to do a single wound to him. And then the other unit was more lucky, because he did 2 or 3 wounds on my Sisters of Battle that were controlling the quad cannon, and they ran out of the battlefield. Vulcan just ran to be closer to and ran behind the wall to make more difficult for me to shoot at him. This is how it was looking like the tabletop at the end of turn 3 from the Space Marines. And here we see the unit of 9 Space Marines going closer to the Culexus, but he didn't charge. He decided to shoot everything on the Culexus, and he didn't manage to do a single wound to him. Another overview before the turn 3 of the Sisters of Battle. Then we go to the turn 3 for Sisters of Battle. The second unit of Dominus arrived from outflanking, and they arrive in that flank. So I decide to move them, as you can see, close to this unit of tactical marines, and I disembark the Dominus that are inside. I move one of the Exorcists far from the position that he was, to not to give an easy charge, and the other one that is more in the left of the picture, I just move it a little bit, just in case he's charging the tank. At least he needs 3 to hit. And then I move the Culexus out of the ruins, just 1 inch away from the tactical marines that were part of Vulcan. And then in the secret phase, the Culexus killed 3 tactical marines just with the psychic power. Again, I think I roll 6 for the number of dice. I only can use 3 as maximum, because there are not psychers on the table, so I did 3 shots and I killed 3 marines. And in the other flank, I positioned the other Domino squad, as you can see, and to shoot the melters on the Vulcan and see if I'm lucky and I can kill Vulcan with one of these melters. In the shooting phase, I kill some marines, but they hold the position. I shoot everything, all the Exorcists and the Dominus and the Flamers, everything on them. I think I killed 2 or 3 marines. The Dominum tried to use the ability to ignore cover save, but they failed the leadership, so they couldn't use the Act of Faith. So yeah, this was the position at the end. And yeah, I killed some marines, but that's all. but I managed to score all my objectives again this time. I think I had to hold different objectives and I scored them all. So it was very fortunate from my side, and I did, I think, 3 victory points more. And this is the situation at the end of the turn. I have to say that the other ones that try to use the melt against Vulcan, I fail to kill him. So now he is in range to assault the Dominum or the Immolator of the Dominus. So, yeah. And here in the close combat, in the assault phase, I assault the Marines. I kill one Marine and he did 1 wound in return. So it was a draw. I roll very, very bad, but I cannot complain. How is going? If we see how is going the battle, I cannot complain because this close combat is not going better. And we go into turn 4. So yeah, at this point, I think the victory was almost undecided. I think I'm scoring 12-0 on the victory points, and my presence on the table is strong. So turn 4, the Legion of the Dam arrived from Deep Strike. He also, again, he tried a very risky Deep Strike very close to my Exorcist. He scattered the 2 times he scattered on top of a place that he cannot deploy the unit. And in the mishap, he rolled that I can position them where I want. I just decided to put them in the opposite corner in the table to take them out of the battle, and yeah, to put them in a place that they cannot do damage. So, and then in his turn, he decided to shoot to the Dominus and to charge them. He killed, I think, 1 or 2 in the shooting phase, and then he obliterated the unit in the close combat. I think he killed all the Sisters of Battle except 1, and I lost the leadership test, and he just get me. So he killed completely the Dominus squad. But he did not score any point again. I don't remember exactly which missions he had, but I don't think he claimed any mission. So yeah, and the other side, what I want to show here, let's see, next picture is, yeah, here it's Vulcan and use the Flamer. The main objective was the Immolator. He wants to assault the Immolator. So he killed 2 of the Sisters of Battle with the Flamer, and then he assaulted the Immolator, and he did a penetrating hit and destroyed the weapon. So the Immolator have lost 1 hull point. I think no, he's lost 2 hull points in total. And yeah, he lost 1 hull point and the weapon. And the other Sister of Battle that is alone passed the leadership test, so he's there. And this is the overview at the end of the turn 4 of the Space Marines. Is looking quite difficult for the Space Marines at this moment, especially because the Legion of the Dam are very bad positioned at this point. And as you can see here, yeah, in the previous turn I moved the St. Celestine. I forgot to mention this before. I moved the St. Celestine to give some support on the other flank. So St. Celestine is in the way to intercept the tactical squad that killed the Dominum. And this is what I was explaining in my turn. In the previous turn, the St. Celestine had moved in the middle to the middle of my deployment zone, and now he moved again 12 inches to be in range to assault the tactical squad. I move everything to be positioned to be able to shoot, but I want to focus my Exorcist to shoot a Vulcan, because this turn I have the mission to kill the opponent Warlord. I have the mission to kill 1 unit in the shooting phase, so just killing the Warlord is giving me 2 points, one for killing the warlord, one for mission of killing one unit in the shooting phase, and these 3 victory points for killing a warlord in the shooting for killing the warlord. So yeah, all my shooting is going to be focused on Vulcan. The immolator that have lost the weapon just move behind the enemy lines, and I move the other Dominus next to the Vulcan. I don't think yeah, he will not do any difference, but I just move here in that position. Yeah, there we see Vulcan completely alone in front of my Exorcist. And yeah, the first Exorcist shot, 5 missiles, I didn't kill him. Second Exorcist, again 5 missiles, I didn't kill him. Last Exorcist, 5 missiles, and finally I kill him. So I need the 3 Exorcists to kill Vulcan. In the other side, I use the 2 flamers on top, 2 heavy flamers on top of the Salamanders, but with between the armor save and the film of pain 4 plus against flamers. I think I only kill 1, if I kill any. But this was not the point. I assault them with the St. Celestine. I think I kill another 2 more, and he didn't did any damage to me as a returning. So they get engaged in close combat in that point. And yeah, and I score a lot of points at this moment. Yeah, I think we stopped. I think I did 5 or 6 points more, and he was not scoring points. So yeah, this is the situation with St. Celestine. And at that point, my opponent just decided to give up. So at this point, he decided to say, okay, you win. Yeah, there was no way that this battle can escape from me. St. Celestine most likely will kill all these Space Marines. Just to say that the battle between the Culexus and the 5 Tactical Marines are still there. I think in the last turn, my Culexus received 1 wound, and I didn't did any wound in the rest of the combat. So 3 rounds of Culexus only killed 1 Space Marine. But thanks to his ability to reduce the weapon skill of the opponents to 1, yeah, he was also difficult to kill. So yeah, we have a victory of the Adeptus Sororitas. Was quite a crushing victory. I think was quite lucky, and yeah, and the army in front was not too bad to deal with my Sisters of Battle. I think the key was in the first turn, first losing the Ironclad with a risky deep strike, then forcing all the land speeders to jink, reduce a lot his shooting power in the second turn. You have to be very choiceful when you're jinking with the land speeder. I think this is the lesson here. If you have skimmers and you start jinking all the shooting, then you completely destroy your capacity to return the fire. So you have to be choiceful when you decide to jink, and use more the terrain cover save to avoid to jink everything. But this is all. Was quite a fast and victory, and yeah, another battle report. So thanks a lot for watching, and see you again later. Bye.